Hi, I'm Jenny Brew. My website is Nomadic Hero. This video looks at the subject of content scraping. What is it, who uses it, and why they use it. I take a look at the dark side of content scraping and the unscrupulous product creators in the make money online niche who sell low quality products that are based on content scraping. The only people who would buy those products are the newbies who are not familiar with the online market, and in particular the make money online niche. I look at the view taken by Google and YouTube of scraped content and the danger to newbies who purchase and use these products. Stay to the end of this video to understand why buying these products or these types of products don't help you move forward in your online business dream. They will just make you fall behind by wasting your time, your money, and your motivation. If you're very new to the online world, then you could help yourself a lot by downloading the free step-by-step introduction to internet marketing. The link is below this video. This is a course created by Philip Byron, directed at the beginner and at those who feel lost with the strange mix of online information out there in the market. I have completed this course myself and totally recommend the training, and it comes at a great price, free. The best part is there is a Facebook community of like-minded people who can help, myself included. Now, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Ring the bell for future updates, and a like would be good as well. Okay, let us get started with this video. Okay, this is the basics of content scraping 101, the what, the who, and the why. Web scraping, data scraping, content scraping are all used for this to mean the same thing. Web scraping is an automatic process of using bots to copy content and data from a website. Now, by bots we simply mean a piece of software copies the HTML code and the data is stored in a database. That is what content scraping really is. Looking at Wikipedia, we've got a few more expressions. Web scraping, web harvesting, or web data extraction is used for extracting data from websites. Now, web scraping a web page involves fetching it, which means downloading it, and extracting from it. So there's two sorts of processes here. And it says, therefore, web crawling is a main component of web scraping to fetch pages for later processing. And then there's a whole host of other sort of actions that can be taken here as well. But the thing that's important to note here is under legal issues, and it looks at it from a few different countries' points of view. And the one thing that sticks out here is there is no common practice. There's no accepted final view that is uniform across all these jurisdictions. The legal issues that stand out, it says website owners can use 3 different major legal claims to prevent undesired web scraping, and they fall under the brackets of copyright infringement, violation of Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, and trespass to chattels. Now, that's actually trespass in relation to private property, that particular one. Now, I don't propose to go through these, but I'm just drawing your attention to the fact that really there is no uniformity, and what is legal and what is illegal is can be debated. It's very, very clear, though, that while this topic, there are legal practices which are absolutely fine, there are also other practices which one would question whether they are illegal or not. They're certainly unethical. There is no agreed sort of approach. So best thing we can do is really just look at the terms of services of the different providers, for example, Google and YouTube, and stick to the letter of their terms and services to make sure that we don't run afoul of any of the requirements to use those services. And just for clarity, screen scraping is where the actual screen is copied and the pixels on the screen are copied across and transferred from a legacy app to a more modern app. And what that simply means is it's more a historic issue than anything else. Where you see the term, it's really just encapsulating that term, that process whereby you need to update the information into a more modern sort of application, and it's a process they go through as a last ditch effort to translate that information from one old application to a newer application. Web scraping is used for many legal purposes. Digital companies use it for harvesting data, and the ones we'd be familiar with would be the search engine bots. This is Googlebot. Crawls the website to analyze content and rank the site. Obviously other search engines too, Bing and so forth. Price comparison sites. There are many price comparison sites, and they use bots to auto fetch prices and product description, and these would look like this. This article is worth having a quick look at. It looks at 25 plus best price comparison websites and the apps that you should look at in doing this. Now, it does give you quite a bit of information here. I'll leave the URL in the description below this video so that you can take a look at this. Market researchers use web scraping to get social media and forum data for analysis, such as, this is an article on social media data scraping and how it works. Process of capturing and extracting data from social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. This data lets you sense consumer behavior, trends and sentiments. And as an example of this, sentiment analysis may be performed on Twitter to determine overall opinion on a particular trending topic. Companies and brands often use sentiment analysis to monitor brand reputation across different social media platforms. And when we talk about sentiment analysis, sometimes it's called opinion mining, and it's not very well understood. In essence, it's the process of determining the emotional tone behind a series of words, used to gain an understanding of the attitudes, opinions and emotions expressed within an online mention. I won't go any further than that, but I will leave that article for you to have a look at, and I'll leave the URL down in the description. Now, content scraping can also be used to help you with your SEO. It can be used as a white hat marketing tool. There's a great article here from Neil Patel that I will also leave the URL down in the description for you. And this is the article here, how to use content scrapers to automate these 7 SEO hacks. This would be a subject of another 2 videos if I was to go through this, but I'll just leave the link here for you. It's quite interesting to read. Now, moving on to the dark side of the website scraping, the first item we looked at here will be the competitive pricing. This is the other side of the competitive pricing, and that is where it becomes uncompetitive pricing. And this can often happen where we're not comparing apples and apples, and the comparisons are not drawing the same pieces together, and you get an outcome which is obviously going to disadvantage whoever is using it. Okay, now let's have a look at theft of copyrighted content or intellectual property. What are we talking about here? Probably copying people's websites, copying the content from people's websites, copying the content or copying videos Let's look at some products that are for sale on Warrior Plus, for example, where it's advertised that you can legally steal content. Let's have a look at some of these products. This is a product that has been released in the last couple of months. On the 27th of October I did this review, and it was a product by the name of Pockitz, which brought in supposedly free traffic, brand new money making system, easy to use push button system. Okay, the sales page looked like this. Basically was saying you needed absolutely no experience, brand new done for you money making system, no website, no computer required, no email list. You can do it from anywhere, doesn't involve cold calling or any traffic. But what it basically putting in a keyword to filter on certain keywords that you put in yourself, choosing videos that had a lot of sort of traffic, and then plastering your affiliate links all over the videos that were produced by other people. I'd suggest you come and have a look at this review. I found that the negatives for using this is using other creators' videos is not ethical and really doesn't form a long-term business, and on the basis of that, it wasn't a recommendation from me in any case, because of the lack of ethics. And really the underlying product they're using here is some form of content scraping. Now this is a second product that has been released recently by the same people. It's called Jacked ATM, and the sales page reads like, why you'll love Jacked ATM. You'll get a virtual ATM, 100% beginner friendly. And these products are all aimed at beginners because they really don't quite understand the process that's going on behind them. Now with this particular product, no email list, no paid traffic, same day results. You start to see the same sorts of language and the same setups in the sales pages for these types of products. This is the piece. Best part, this works in any niche, using other people's products, other people's websites, and 100% free traffic. But not sure, but that's not the laptop lifestyle we signed up for. Well, thanks to modern technology, you don't have to do any of that. You can just steal other people's work and then you don't need to worry about it. But basically what will be sitting in behind this will be, again, some kind of content scraper to create these in the first place. Now I'm not going to go into this particular product, but I do have a review on this particular product, and no, I didn't recommend buying this product as a beginner, so I will leave the link for you down below. But again, it's based on the same premise. One thing that's worth mentioning is when these types of products are released, invariably the content scraping is accompanied by another type of spammy sort of piece of software as well, article spinning. Now this is another video that I have done talking about article spinning, what it is and how it works. And basically what you're trying to do is just change up the information that you've just scraped and change it in some way so that it looks more unique than what it was. But the outcome is not brilliant, so I suggest that if you're interested, have a look at this article. I'll leave the link in the description below. I referred earlier to the YouTube terms of service. Here is the support area, and in relation to policy, safety and copyright at the bottom here. And if we go into copyright and rights management, and it defines what is copyright and talks about fair use and what types of work are subject to copyright. So basically anything that's produced is subject to copyright. Anyway, it tells you some myths that are here that are worth having a look at. And the issue of fair use, and that's a legal doctrine that says you can reuse copyright protected material under certain circumstances without getting permission from the owner. Now it seems to vary, fair use guidelines do vary from country to country, so the fact that you really should understand what it is probably puts more of an onus back on you to produce your own content rather than try to use other people's content. What happens when you get a copyright strike? Now this says we all make mistakes, but if you get a strike, the first time it's a warning. Copyright strikes may affect your ability to monetize your site. If you get 3 copyright strikes, your account, along with any associated channels, is subject to termination. All the videos uploaded are removed and you can't create any new channels. So that's a pretty severe sort of punishment there. Let's move across now and have a look at the way in which Google responds to these issues. Now, under Google's terms of service, there is a section on content, and it's similar to the YouTube requirements, and that is you really should create your own content, and if you want to use somebody else's, you need to get their permission. And if somebody makes a complaint, if someone thinks they're infringing your intellectual property rights, you can send a notice of infringement. Now, if that happens and there are repeat performances, they can actually shut your account down, and that's shown clearly here in the frequently asked copyright questions. What are the consequences of copyright infringement here? For Google, consequences are simple. We comply with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and under this law, when properly notified, we can disable access to content that violates the copyright law. Now, if they get a valid notification, they will remove the work and you may receive a strike. In addition, you can be sued for infringement in the US. Copyright infringement may result in damages of up to $150,000 per work, and in some cases, criminal penalties. It's not worth going here. The bottom line is, do your own homework, do your own useful, valuable content, and make it unique and make it yours, and you'll be fine. Well, we've come to the end of this video for today. I hope that you found something useful or valuable in the content that we've looked at today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave in the section below. If you are genuinely interested in building your online business and you need some help, please don't forget there is free training, step-by-step training, in the link in the description below this video. Now, if you haven't subscribed to this channel before, please, I would very much appreciate it if you subscribed, ring the bell for future updates, and left me a like. Okay, thank you for watching this video today, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.